Champions! What a move by Howie Roseman! Whoa, everybody, how you doing? King Dingbat here. And in this video, I want to talk to you about three different guys. Three different quarterbacks. Now, this is a trigger session. I'm going to have to talk to my shrink. This is a, go get your prostate exam session because I'm triggered about what I've been reading. Now, the first thing I want to talk about is this article that I read on Bleeding Green Nation, okay? And they were saying that Good Morning Football, a TV show on NFL Network, and I don't watch these morning shows, these Good Morning Show, have some coffee. I hate that crap. It's too early to be all happy and dipper. I just woke up, leave me alone. So, I don't watch these shows. But apparently, there was a situation where I guess they were doing a mock draft and they made a trade scenario in which the Jets at 3 traded that 3rd pick overall for Nick Foles and the 32nd pick overall. Now, this would never happen. I hope everybody knows that. I'm sure that the people on the channel must know it. And if they don't know it, the Jets need to hire them. The Jets should hire them because this is the trade that they wanted to do, okay? Nick Foles and the 32nd for the 3rd overall pick. Now, if as an Eagle fan, I would do this in a minute. I would do this in a second. No doubt about it. And at 3, do you know who I would take? You know who I would take. My man, my favorite player in college football, one Saquon Barkley. Now, this would be like a dream come true for me. For 2 years, I've fantasized about having Saquon Barkley and Carson Wentz on the same team. But this is never going to happen. Really, if you want to be honest about a real trade scenario, okay, for Nick Foles, there's only one possibility. And it's not a very good possibility. But there's only one possible trade scenario that I could see happening with Nick Foles. And that would be the Buffalo Bills can't trade up in the draft to get a quarterback. They can't come up to a top 5. They get frustrated and they go ahead and they trade the Eagles one of their first-round picks for Nick Foles. That's the only way I see Nick Foles moving. I don't even see that happening. And then, maybe in camp somebody gets hurt and Howie does what he did with Sam Stinkford. But I don't even think that's going to happen. I think Foles is here to stay for the year. He's going to play it out, and then he'll be a free agent. That's what I think. And you know what? That may not be the worst thing, because I was reading another article, okay? This is another quarterback situation. And I was reading another article, and they were talking about Carson Wentz. And I guess it was an interview with Frank Reich. I'll put the link in the description box and stuff. But Reich, he was talking about how they tried to tell Carson Wentz, try not to get hit as much, try not to put yourself in those situations. And, Carson, for the most part, he didn't directly say it this way, but he insinuated basically, look, this is who I am, this is how I play football, and that's the way it is. And, they're worried about him. They're worried about him going, forward, that he won't put himself in those kind of positions. And truthfully, if there's one weakness, in my opinion, to Carson Wentz's game, it's that he takes unnecessary hits. He takes too many hits. And if he can find a way, he doesn't have to throw his aggressiveness out, because that's not going to happen. If he tries to throw the aggressiveness out, he won't be himself. So you have to keep it, but he has to do a better job of not taking the hits, knowing when to slide, knowing when to run out of bounds, and knowing when to throw the ball away. If he can do that, keep the aggressiveness, but not take the shots, he'll be fine. And he's a smart guy, and he's shown that he can adjust very quickly to the NFL. So I expect him to do it again. But, look, if he's going to put himself in danger, then we're going to definitely need that insurance policy of Nick Foles. So I want to talk about one other quarterback. I want to talk about one. You know who that is? Because I had no idea. But that was supposed to be Johnny Manziel. Johnny Football. Okay? It just didn't look like him. Okay? It just looked like a giant whale on a beach rolling around. And you know what I say about second chances, right? Too bad! No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. No, look, if he wants a second chance and he's really serious about it, I say go for it. You know what I mean? I'm all for people getting second chances. And Manziel wants one. He's making every effort, it looks like, to have one. He's playing in a spring football league right now. I watched some of the highlights today. He threw a touchdown pass, and it's interesting. Now, me personally, I always thought he's too small for the NFL. But look, he's an exciting player, and he wants to come back. So, with that said, I was thinking, if he's really serious about coming back to the NFL, if he's really serious, there's only one team that I think would be the best place for him to go at first, right away. And that would be the Philadelphia Eagles. Now you're going, what? Dingbat, go get your prosthetics in. What are you talking about? Are you crazy? But hear me out. This isn't about what's best for the Eagles. This isn't about how it would benefit the Eagles. It wouldn't. It wouldn't. This is about Johnny Manziel, and if he was really serious about making a comeback, okay? He will never start for the Eagles. He'll never be a backup for the Eagles. He'll probably never be a third-string quarterback for the Eagles. But if he was smart and he wanted to do it the right way, okay, he would beg the Eagles to sign him, beg the Eagles to take him and let him try to beat Nate Sudfeld out for the third quarterback spot. And he probably wouldn't, okay? But just think about this. If you're Manziel, you go into Philly, you sign for the summer, right? You're trying to make the team as the third-string quarterback. So you go there, you're there for OTAs, for training camp, for preseason. You're sitting in a room with Carson Wentz, Doug Peterson, Nick Foles, high character winners who are smart guys who know football, who know how to conduct themselves on and off the field. Okay? So he goes there, he spends all that time with them, right? Goes into preseason, he'll get cut because he probably won't beat out Nate Sudfeld. But just think about it, right? He gets cut. The Eagles say, hey, he tried to do everything he could to make the team. He was a model citizen while he was here, and he's serious. Now, with that, somebody's going to go around, some other team's going to come up and try to sign him. They're going to try to take a chance on him. And now he goes to another team, okay? He goes to another team with all that knowledge that he learned from Doug, Carson, and Nick, okay, of how to be a good football player, how to act on and off the field. And you know what? Maybe he goes somewhere and he makes it. Now, I'm saying this and bringing this up only from his perspective. But if I was Nick Foles, I mean, if I was Johnny Manziel, if I was Johnny Football and I was really serious about making a comeback, look, the first stop you go, it's worth getting cut if you can learn that kind of stuff from the players and the coaches, okay? That's what he needs to do. Now, the Eagles will probably never do it. They'll never sign him. They don't want to be bothered. But I'm just saying, from his perspective, that's what I would do. And I was thinking of that while I was watching his highlights and that kind of thing. Now, I just had to say it. I don't know why, but now I feel better. You know what I mean? And with that said, I think I'm going to be watching Manziel's comeback very, very closely. I think it's interesting, and I'll be rooting for him. I always root for people with second chances. Just, you know, I hope he makes the best of it. Like Nick, you know, like Michael Vick did when he got a second chance and that kind of thing. With that said, take care. Talk to you later. And don't be a dingbat.